Welcome to today's Live and Dive. Today we actually have a very powerful session lined up. We're going to go ahead and unpack a couple of strategies. We're going to review real estate and business lending. Okay, I know that we are a little cut on time, but we're going to go ahead and speak about DSCRs, fix and flips, revenue-based funding, and also bridge loans. Okay, how we can incorporate all together in deals that you may already currently have working, right? Whether it's a fix and flip that needs that they're short on funding, right? Or they're short on down payment money, or they're short on reserves, how you can actually obtain that type of financing fairly quickly. Also to DSCR loans, how to properly structure a deal so that you can go ahead and get it approved and funded. Also, just want to speak about a little bit about the programs that we do have, fix and flips, DSCRs, revenue-based funding, and how to actually qualify for them. How quickly do they close? What are the guidelines that you need to understand and know? Just basically the minimal guidelines to qualify for these types of programs. All right. And we're also going to go ahead and sprinkle in some market truths, right? And controversial topics that affect how your clients can access capital in today's economy. What is a fix and flip? Fix and flip is for investors that are purchasing property, distressed properties in many cases, purchasing distressed properties and acquiring them at a low value, okay? Where it means that they purchase them at a discount and then they obtain funding to fix the property and then resell it for market value at a higher price, which is the actual market value. Okay, now the guidelines for a lot of fix and flips, and everyone thinks that a fix and flip or an investor can only be seasoned. That's incorrect. We have programs for first-time investors. Maybe it's a passion of yours that you haven't had time to put time into. Maybe you were looking to get a little bit of capital under your belt in order for you to be able to look at your first property. Or maybe you just came across a very good property that a friend of yours may be selling. So now what we're going to do is put together the strategies to be able to acquire your first property. In a fix and flip loan, really, credit score is important, right? Credit score, minimal credit score on a fix and flip from what I've seen, the lowest that I've gotten done was a 640 credit score. It's great for investors purchasing undervalued properties to rehab and resell. Okay, so that's very important. Undervalued properties that you're going to rehab and resell. Why? Because what's going to happen is that you're purchasing it at a discount, for lack of a better word, right? You're purchasing at a discount, fixing it up, adding value to it, and then selling it for a much higher dollar amount than what you purchased it, and for a much higher dollar amount than what you actually put into the property, and then obviously gaining that spread as a profit. Right? There's a lot of money to be made if you know exactly what you're doing. There are a lot of different ways that you can make money using this type of financing. If you're a seasoned investor, you also have access to getting money at 100% financing. Sometimes you may not have the cap. You may just have enough money for the down payment, but not enough money for the rehab cost. And what happens is, yes, they say that they're going to finance 100% finance of the rehab, but in reality, it's just basically you have to put up the money, they then reimburse you for the funds, right? And then that's what ends up happening a lot of the time is that you have to come up with the funds up front. There is a program where it's 90% financing and they give you the money up front at closing, okay? So what does that look like for someone? Right now, we're currently doing a deal for one of our affiliates, Sean. The client received a $1.2 million approval. What they're doing is they're giving him 90% of the funding for the purchase, and they're giving him 100% for the rehab. Now, this is going to allow him to, at closing, receive a check for the rehab. So he does not have to come out of pocket for that. But it is a 90% program. So 90% of the purchase price is what he's going to obtain. This is great because now if he's doing multiple projects at once, he does not have to worry about not having enough capital to purchase additional equipment or the material, right? Especially how things right now are where prices are going up. Okay. Better experience, better the deal. Track record is what matters on the credit. That's what they look at, your track record. Our DSCR program allows you to go from something short term, where a fix and flip is normally max 12 months. You can possibly get an extension. Our DSCR loans are 30-year programs. These are programs that allow you to use the rental income, and you do not have to use your personal financials. You do not have to show tax returns. You do not have to show profit and loss, balance sheets. So this allows you to obtain financing based on the rental income of the property. You would be surprised how many investors have low credit scores and have not been able to refinance a property that has equity in it. Okay, and as an investor, you always want access to capital because you're looking to expand your portfolio. So keep that in mind when you're speaking to a client. Even if he or she has a low credit score, it's an investment property or it's a commercial property, ask them the questions. What's the value of the property? What's your mortgage balance? And if the loan to value at 50% can pay off the first position and net them out the money that they're looking for, then obviously that's a good deal. That's a deal that you want to be able to submit over to us. Bridge loans are mostly for clients that are looking for something to fill the gap, but they own real estate. These are interest-only payments. They're normally 12 to 24 months. Amounts can be anywhere between 100,000 to 10 million in some cases. And this is for quick real estate transactions. It does not take very long in order for the funding to go through. I've seen a few get done within a week to 2 weeks. So this is very quick, where sometimes they don't use an appraisal. They just use a BPO or they look at comps. Okay, so there's a lot of different programs that we're able to get done where you don't need a 30-year mortgage in order for you to obtain the funding, because you need to close fairly quickly. So use us as resources to solve whatever problems that you may come across, or sometimes it's just about being creative and getting just getting creative with the deal. And not everything's going to be cookie cutter.